Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back after a brief little pause here. We're back at Daytona International Speedway, and I'm going to let Ryan explain what we got going on now. I appreciate all the viewers here. It says Michael out there said we're under rain delay. There you go. That's a good one right there. We're under rain delay. Well, we're back, yeah. Track's cleared off. Trucks are out there running around, but Ryan, let them give us a heads up on what they're doing out here.
Alright guys, so we thank you all for being very patient, and this is basically the rundown of what happened while the stream was offline. We had the top 40 qualify here. There was a separate session that was up where 20 people qualified in that one. Initially, they were going to take the top 20 from the session that you guys saw qualify and take the other 20 from the other session and combine the fields from those two top 20 vehicles into one race. The drivers that were in the 40 car qualifying session didn't feel that that was entirely fair, so what they decided to do was combine all of the qualifying laps together, and the top 40 times from both sessions are now in this lobby. So the top 40 cars here are the top 40 qualified times out of 60 trucks.
And that's right. I tell you what, 40 trucks. So, what we were thinking, and it's a unique thing. I mean, that's the first time I've ever had anything like that happen, where they've had just so many trucks want to qualify. And it's kind of cool. My hat's off to the moderators and the guys here that run the league, race director and all that, because that is a thing that has to be kept up with. They had two lobbies going on at the same time, and we were streaming the one with the qualifying, and the other one was immencing and going on. And now they've combined, like you said, the fastest of the 40 here. And definitely want to appreciate all the viewers, hanging out. And like we said, we'll chalk it up as, we were months of rain delay down here. We had like a little short, shower come blowing by Daytona. Had to clear the track off. But we're back. Green flag race. It's going to be 40 guys. And you're already seeing guys out there, man. They are running each other over already.
And Joe, I'm going to say it, I know it's only practice, but if you go to the number 68 truck and go back a little bit, there was just a pile-up on the front straightaway.
Yes, there was. Definitely a pile-up right there on the front straight. Now, what we're seeing here is these guys are definitely going to be, they're just getting a little warm-up. There's not going to be a qualifying or anything like that. We've already seen that. That's done. So no qualifying, like Ryan said. All that's already been taken care of. These guys here, your top 40 drivers here tonight. And what this is basically it's a shootout. And man, I tell you, it's whoever brought the bad, fastest machines here. It's going to be awesome. Michael, I'm not sure. I think they do have a cap, if I'm not mistaken, through the regular season. This is a special, basically this is their clash. I don't want to tell you wrong. Next week starts their Daytona race. They could have a cap then. No, not every week's not going to be a race qualified. This was just something that they did this week. They had overabundance amount of people wanting to race it. And I'll get up with them and talk to them because we'll figure something out on how they're going to do it and whatnot. So.
I did hear this in the last session before it closed, and this was off stream, that the top 12 in points are locked into their Daytona 500. So guys like the 89 of Spence, what was his last name, Joe? I'm sorry.
Spence Thompson.
Yeah, Spence Thompson did not have a fast enough qualifying time to make this shootout race, but he will be locked into the Daytona 500, or not the Daytona 500, but the Daytona truck race that they run next week in this league, based on the fact that he was in the top 12 in points as the champion from last season. Yeah,
absolutely. And I tell you, that's the thing. I mean, there's a new season, new rules, new things that they're looking at doing, and it was just such a overabundance amount of everybody
interest.
wanted to run, interest, and wanted to run this race. Yeah, thank you for the word there. That they didn't really realize that it was going to be this overwhelming, and I think they did the right thing, Ryan. I really do. I think that they put two lobbies up. They took the best from the two. They combined and made 40-car field, and we're going to see a heck of a race tonight. Under the Lights, Daytona International Speedway, folks. If you don't like flat out, put it to the floor, put it to the metal, door to door, wheel to wheel style racing, I mean, and guys just getting after it, then this isn't the place, because these guys tonight are going to put the no fear and say, hey, look, their hands are going to be locked, glued, solid to those steering wheels, because I know, Ryan, that, man, total concentration is what it takes at a track like this.
Yeah, guys. I mean, we're looking forward to a good event tonight. I'm out here looking at some of the paint schemes from some of the trucks that we didn't get to see in the last lobby. One of them being, for example, the 85 of Zach Lindgren in what is, for me, a Miami Dolphins paint scheme. Definitely going to be interesting to see if that Miami car can bring it home here at what I would assume is quite possibly his home track here at Daytona.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would be awesome here, and not 100% sure when we go, but like what you're saying, we're going to have 45 laps. The competition caution is going to fly. Then the rest of the rest of that 65 laps is going to commence, and we're going to have a heck of a race here. These guys are going to put on a show. And again, want to welcome back all the viewers. Apologize for having to cut stream, bring it back. Like Michael said out there, we was under our rain delay, so we'll just say we were under our stream delay. How's that, Ryan? That sound pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, right now, looks like these guys are coming off the track to get ready, and he might advance this session so that we will get this thing under green, flag running tonight. Now, not 100% sure on how they're going to line these guys up. Don't have the chat on, so I don't know if they're talking right now or not, but I don't know if they're just going to say, hey, let's let them go by the times that they got in here and just let it fly, or they're going to try to actually form these guys up.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. As I mentioned before, Michael's speaking. I'm going to give him a
minute. Tardiness. Every race we'll have at least.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got his mic. I've got it all for him, so he's going over a driver's meeting right now, it looks like. So definitely I'll let him continue doing that. But Ryan.
I'm sorry then.
You're
I
fine.
didn't realize that. No, the point I was going to make was I felt like I heard them say that they weren't going to be able to really do that. It was just going to basically be almost like a random draw style qualifying. When you hit grid up, wherever it puts you is where it puts you. That's kind of what it sounded like at first. I don't know if they're going to change that. Like I say, we don't know what Michael's speaking of right now in their drivers meeting. So they may put them, left lane, right lane in terms of qualifying. They may do it one way or another. But from what it sounded like when they first loaded into me was that plan was out the window because there's no actual way for them to set the field with qualifying times.
Yeah, the only way you'd actually be able to do that is do it into there, and that'd be more of a mess. I agree with the fact that just let it be a lottery style. When you get in here, you got the top 40 guys anyways. It's Daytona. I mean, at Daytona, we know you can be in the back, you can be in the front, you can still go anywhere on this place and have a shot to win it. So it really, qualifying is qualifying. Basically, we'll just chalk it up as qualifying to get into the race, more or less, instead of just actually what your position is. So that's a good way of what they did, and that is awesome. I tell you what, tonight, though, Daytona International Speedway, Under the Lights. I'm Joe White up here in the booth, again, with Ryan W. Daniels tonight. I tell you what, normally I'm up here by myself, but old Ryan jumped up here with me, and he picked a good one, 40 trucks tonight. No points race. It's all about who's got the biggest, I don't want to say ego, but who's got the baddest, biggest truck that they brought here to Daytona tonight just to get it done for the start of the Monday Night Thunder Racing Series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to watch these guys, race for position all night long. Excuse me. My bad. Getting a little tired getting up here waiting. I went from having goosebumps to getting ready to want my bed. But it's all good. I'm ready to roll and going to be excited. Now, I just counted. It almost makes me a little upset. I've counted 35 trucks that are going to start. now,
Yeah,
which means
something.
5 people are missing, which means 5 people that didn't make the race and didn't qualify. There's 5 spots that potentially could have been used for those trucks as well,
Well, I
assuming
think.
these people don't get in.
Well, I think they mean it, but I think somebody in the chat said something about somebody wasn't able to get in. I don't know if they had an issue getting in here or what. But nonetheless, hey, I do want to appreciate the viewers. We're back to 26 mark, so like I say, normally we don't cut stream coming back, but tonight's kind of a unique situation, and nonetheless, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I noticed that too. If you take the 3 of us out, which is Michael, myself, and you, Ryan, that does leave 35 drivers. So either way, hey, 35 guys here. They're about to set to do battle, and when I say battle, these guys are going to do some battling on this track. Beating them back. Like I said earlier, they're going to be stuck together, man, as close as a bunch of Legos and as close as a bunch of pancakes stacked up, man, with each other. I tell you, and they're going to about eat each other's bumpers off, man, trying to get around this 2.5 mile monster of a speedway.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we're in for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're in for some yee live action here at Daytona. No one's gonna understand that at all, but I'm so happy we did it.
That is a running thing between me and Ryan. I tell you what, it is awesome. Hey, what's going on, NASCAR Freak? How you doing? What's going on, Joe, Robbie, man? All the people out there. Kyle, how y'all doing? It says he's got a thing that says go David Levine, and I tell you what, David Levine, he's a man that definitely knows how to get this machine around here. Just to notice a couple of them. Let's see, Eric Tesh. I know he is. We got Tyler Justice in here. Let's see who else. Right off the top of my head, man, there's so many. Mike Bruno, Jason Alexander, Chris Bain. Just to name a few that I've. Bradley's there. Me and you, Ryan, we're sitting 28th, 29th. We're not racing, folks. We're showing on there, but we're not. But just to name a few of the guys out here. I mean, there's so many of them. Any one of these guys could take home a victory tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you line up the field of 40 trucks. We were talking way earlier now about do you run at the front, do you run at the back? Again, we're here to this point. You have all these trucks in here. We're finally starting to get ready to go. And, we've gone from the first 40 trucks that we thought we were going to have down to a potential of 20 and now back up to 40 again. But some of these 40 trucks have not raced together tonight, maybe have not raced together ever. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens throughout this event and what people's strategies are going to be. Because if it is a random draw too, you might have been somebody, for example, like the number 7 car of, trying to remember,
Tyler.
Number 7 of Tyler Justice, who, when he was at the end of the last session, was qualifying on the pole. He was ready to go. Now, who knows where he's going to start? It could be it's a random draw. He could be smack dab in the middle of the field, somewhere he don't want to be. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Well, as of right now, if they leave it like it is, he is actually sitting, and I believe, well, like you said, a random draw. So let's actually see, because like you said, a random draw is going to be. I'm
26.
showing Matt Hoover is the man on point right now.
I got Eric Tesch.
Well,
the number 96.
You got to realize my IRTVO probably showing a lot different. So
right. Well, I'll give you this is my current top 5 in terms of the random draw.
Okay.
The number 96 of Eric Tesch is going to get the pole. The number 94 of Joshua Spalding is going to be in second. The 83 of Dustin Sherman is going to be in, or 83, I'm sorry, of Dustin Sherman is going to be in third. The 88 of Daryl Ricketts is going to be fourth, and Mike T. Bruno in the number 19 is going to be the 5th place starter.
Yep. And normally, folks, we would do a rundown, but like I say, the way this is different here, we're Eric Tesh, you says the man out up front, isn't it?
Yes, sir, the number 96 truck.
Yep, you're right. I can actually see his truck right there. You know what I'm saying? Right. He always has the pink machine out there is what I call it. And good guy, man. Very competitive, very fast out here. So nonetheless, looking, these trucks are making their way here off of pit road, folks. We are finally going to get these things storming around here. Daytona International Speedway, and I'm getting pumped up, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm getting excited, man. We're going to come around this track, this 2.5 mile super speedway here at Daytona International Speedway. These guys are going to roll, all the way around this track for one lap. They're going to say, hey, we're good to go, and they're going to fire them off, and it's going to be 35 trucks battling to see who's going to win this race tonight. And the final starter, the guy who was maybe the lead, we would consider, at least in my opinion, the least beneficiated of the random draw, again, is going to be Tyler Justice, who qualified on the pole. He's going to start 26th spot tonight.
Wow, I'll tell you what, but nonetheless, these guys, well, Eric Tess is dropping back to the back for some reason.
He was given an EOL penalty, probably by his own request.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, who's that put up front for me?
The pole sitter now is going to be Dustin German in the number 83 machine, sir.
Dustin German, okay, let me try to find him right fast.
83.
There he is. All right, good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, pace car's making its way into turn number 3 right here. And that pace car is going to make a hard left turn off on the pit road, as I always like to say, and send these monster truck machines storming around this 2.5 mile track tonight. As folks, we got 35 drivers that are going to duke it out for 65 laps, the first 45 lap segment here. Green flags in the air. Ryan, I tell you what, they are stacked up, nose to tail and 2x2 heading into turn number 1.
Yes, they are. They're going to fire it off into turn 1. The number 83 is going to clear the outside lane. As they're looking to start to get formed up, these guys are going to start switching lanes. We see trucks starting to move all around, trying to figure out where they want to go. And as of right now, that bottom line's got a lot more trucks in it, but we know the top's going to be able to hold that momentum as they come off the corner. It'll be interesting to see if the 94 can get by the 83 by the time they get to turn 3.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, you're seeing guys down on the yellow line. Now, if he goes past that yellow line, they're going to have to move. Now, it looks like that is by design. Those two trucks that dropped on below the yellow line are heading back to the back. So they might have a plan indeed to drop to the back and ride. But right now up front, they are stacked up, man, nose to tail, double file all the way back, man, to like 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Yeah, they are. There are a lot of jockeying for position. We see the number 50 of Waylon Lamb back here. Just, you said it, by design, going to the back, him and the 12 truck. I'm trying to get caught up near the back of the field here. I'm riding on the rear tailgate of the number 31 of Andrew
Carnelli.
Cardinelli, and just seeing what he sees in front of him as he's watching from the rear of this massive pack up in front of him.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got a pack in the back and a pack up front as they, like I said, glued together. And, folks, that's what we're going to see here. Lap 2 underway here, but the 2 leaders up front, as it looks like Joshua right there is trying to pull the number 94 machine ahead, but he's not able to clear the man on the inside with the 83 machine there. And I tell you, 88 machine, excuse me, as these guys are just hooked up nose to tail and side by side coming to the line.
Yeah, they are. A lot of good jockeying for position right now, though, up front. It's a big, swarming pack. We talked about it, 40 trucks. There's not a lot of room to move when there's this many trucks out on the track. And if you're back in maybe the third car inside lane, you have nowhere to go right now except to just hold your line and hope that everything around you stays stable and that you're not going to get involved in something.
Well, absolutely, and that's the whole gist, man, of the thing with these trucks is they will stay hooked up like this. Unlike what we see normally with a Cup car or even an Xfinity car, you might be able to get away from it just a little bit, but these guys out here will be hooked up like this about the whole entire time. As you see the front runners up here, I mean, all the way back. Ryan, I don't see a car yet that is single file. We have to go way back in the back of the pack for that. But right now, the whole front side field here is still 2x2 storming into turn number 1.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you got the entire field side by side, basically battling for position all the way back to about the 30th spot, where we have Eric Bain running right behind the 31, and then it's another decent gap back to that second group that's behind them, where we got a lot of stragglers set behind a lot of the guys that decided they were going to drop to the back early and try to play the waiting game.
Well, I tell you what, we're just going to go through the pack here as these guys still are just 2x2 storming around this 2.5 mile track, Ryan, as we're sitting here. Now, a lot of patience is being brought on with lap 4:45 here for the first segment of this race. Even though it's a non-point style race, these guys are sitting here being very patient. Now, that don't mean when there's 10 laps to go that these guys are not going to put the foot down and try to put it through the darn front side of these trucks and say, look, it's go time. But right now, these guys are giving it all and being very patient.
Yeah, they are. I mean, we're seeing a lot of decent patience right now, but we're also seeing a lot of guys really pushing the envelope very early as well, as we see the 32 truck, I want to say, that is up ahead of the leaders, is about to get lapped, I want to say, again for the second time, as he missed the start. He is already 1 lap down. He certainly does not want to go 2 laps down, and with the entire field side by side like this, 3 wide is not something you want to see this early in the race.
No, sir, it's not. As I'm actually watching a lot of these trucks just showing off some of the awesome paint jobs. I tell you what, that's a nice looking paint job old Josh Sturgill has right there in the 77. The Joker, man, that's a nice looking machine there as I pass by looking at his.
Yes, it is, and I'm now riding on the rear bumper of the 32 just to see what happens here, as this field is going to catch him very, very fast as they're going down the back straightaway. And it's almost like they're going to catch him in the worst place you can on this track. They're either going to catch him coming off a turn 4 where it gets really narrow, and we got a crash in 3.
Yes, we do. Heck of a crash right there.
Wrecking.
Well, I saw the 7 get in the back end of another truck as we were actually riding along with him there, so nonetheless, let's go back to a replay. Not 100% sure what truck he got into there because I couldn't see it as I was watching just some of the paint jobs there as that happened.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get a look here for you, see what happened up in front of some of these guys, and I can give you the initial number where it all started and try to see if we can't sort out what happened here.
Looks like the number 9 machine.
The 9 and 42 got together.
Yeah, well, it looked like the point contact came from, unfortunately, the 7. So let me see if I can find the 9 machine here. That would be Brian Dorsey. Let's rewind it back here so we can get another good shot. I was watching the live there, Ryan. Unfortunately, it looks like Tyler, it was just a checkup type of deal. That's basically what it looked like. The 9 looked like he checked up a little bit. Tyler in the back, unfortunately, didn't get checked up in time. Got in the back, but nonetheless, just a racing deal. That's draft style racing here at Daytona.
Yeah, you can see the 1 car and the 9 were both getting a decent run. The 1 car checked up, 9 car didn't anticipate it. 7 car also getting an effect of that big run. 9 car just tapped the brakes. 7 kind of bumped into the back of him and shot the 9 car straight across the track. There's nowhere for the 42 to go, and all those other guys behind him just tried to save it as everybody scattered, and a couple of guys just continued to get into each other as the wreck unfolded.
Yeah, it did. And I tell you what, now that's going to keep these cars spread out here nonetheless, and they're going to be all single filed up, and they're going to double file up here soon. But your leader right now, Dustin German, out front that 83 machine, and he's got Joshua Spalding right there behind him, or what's going to be beside of him. Mike T. Bruno there, Darrell Richards, Matt Hoover, Brian Hartford, Christopher Matthews, Kevin Strandberg. Oh, cool deal. All right. Zach Lindgren, and then Gerald West is going to round out our top 10, Ryan. I tell you, these guys, well, we were talking about, they were being patient, and that really didn't look like just an aggressive stuff. It just looked basically what we're used to seeing. You know, you're right there riding in a pack, and guys just check up, and you can't check up in time. I mean, basically a racing deal.
Yeah, you know, it's like you just said. It was a circumstances. The inside line just checked up, and nothing you can do. You know, I've been a part of that kind of an accident many, many times. It happens on these restrictor plates. It's so hard when you're that far back on the inside line. I mean, we talked about it, that the inside line is kind of the fast way to be around this track. You can make moves up top, but the bottom is the preferred lane. But when you're set back, you know, 7, 8 cars on the bottom lane, and you have another 5 trucks behind you, there's nothing you can do. And if someone checks up in front of you and you just don't have the time to react, that guy behind you's in the same position you are. He's going to get into you. And things like we just saw are going to happen. And I don't think that's the last time we're going to see an accident like that during this race.
Well, probably not. And I tell you, you know, we talk about it. We don't want to see any kind of cautions. We don't want to see anything. But these guys are putting on a show nonetheless, with them being stacked up like they were. And I said it. They were glued together just like a bunch of hotcakes are, man. I mean, it was awesome to see these guys just hooked up like they were. You can't go anywhere. That's the frustrating part about this track, is you think, hey, man, I got a fast car. If I could just get up to the front. The problem is you get so far, then all of a sudden it's like a brick wall. You just can't go anywhere sometimes. That's where the patience comes in. And some guys have it, some don't. Sometimes, things just happen.
Yeah, and I was going to say before that caution came out that Ryan Broderick was going to be the beneficiary of that caution because he was about to go a lap down, but it would appear that Ryan Broderick has actually disconnected from the server. So the first car currently one lap down is the 43 of Clegg Learman, who was involved in that crash near the back of it. He was actually one of the guys who was trying to stay out back and avoid the wrecks. But then you also have guys that were riding way out back, like the number 50, Waylon Lamb, who did get through the accident without problem with how far back he was. He's now going to be right back up with this pack. Hopefully now that he's at the back running where he wants, he'll be able to stay with the end of the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, he's right now. Waylon Lamb is actually currently right now. I'm showing him in the 29th spot.
Yeah, you're a little bit advanced than what I am. Mine's 32nd, but same difference, really. Just riding.
See if you're live or whatnot.
Yeah, I am. It's like I say, your TVO catches it faster than mine does. My positions change when we get to the line.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but it's okay. Not a big deal. But the point being is still that the number 50 is going to be out back right where he wants to be, I would say. After starting near the front, was able to drop to the rear, and now he's going to be back up. Him and the 42 going to be together again. The 9 cars back here. He looks like he's got his damage fixed, and I believe we're coming to 1 to go to the green. We are on 2 to go, I think, so we'll have to take a look and see if we are, in fact, coming to 1 to go this time.
I'm watching the pace car this time by. We're going to see if that pace car lights go off, and they sure do. Yep, you're right. So we are 1 to go to set these machines are flying back around here. This 2.5-mile super speedway, Daytona International Speedway, folks. And I tell you what, we still got about 30-some trucks, out here running for this shootout. Now, like we said, even though this is a caution here, I'm going to still say they're going to throw the competition caution at lap 45. That's going to then put a 20-lap shootout. You know, I know, and that's where the action's going to start. Not to say there's not action right now, but these guys are really going to put the hammer down then.
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys are going to settle down now after this first. In my opinion, they'll probably settle down a little bit after this first caution. They knock the dust off. You've been waiting all night to get racing like this, and now you got your opportunity to do it. Now don't take yourselves out. You waited all night. You wanted to race like this. You were excited. I mean, you've been waiting since November to get to this race. And now, I can't imagine that these guys are going to want to throw it away on lap 10 of a potential, 65. So, I mean, especially knowing that you're going to have a competition caution where it's going to give you 20 laps to battle it out and try to win this race.
Well, I tell you what, that pace car's coming out of turn number 4, and I like to say it's going to take the hard left turn off on pit road and send these monster trucks flying around this 2.5-mile super speedway here under the lights. Daytona International Speedway. We're going to be at lap number 11 when that happens, folks. And Dustin German's going to be the man that's going to set them a sail, but he's got Joshua right there on the outside. And green flags in the air, Ryan, as these trucks are going to storm side by side heading off into turn number 1.
Yeah, they are. Again, we see the 83 is now on the inside. Same restart, or same as the initial start. 83 on the inside, 94 on the outside. We've got the number 83 of Dustin German looking to hold it this time, looking like the outside is a bit more organized this restart. And the 94 is a little bit closer up to the 83. Will he be able to make the pass by the time they get to turn 3? That was the central question last time. Will he be able to do it this time?
I'll tell you what, they're coming to the tri-oval this time by, and he tries to power on the outside. The 94 does, and then the 83 is trying to hold off, but he's got to help with the 19 right there. Mike T. Bruno pushing that rear end of his all the way through turn number 3 and 4.
Yes, he is, and we see a lot of moving around for position back here already. 4th, 5th in line. These trucks are pretty squirrely when they're in the middle of the pack. Earlier on, when I was practicing with these guys in the initial session, trying to put a few laps down, trying to see how these trucks are going to be, they were very squirrely in the middle of the pack. Not a lot of air there, and even on iRacing, there's a lot of aerodynamic stuff that comes into play. These trucks are a handful if you're in the middle of the pack, so if you're back, third, fourth, fifth car in line right now, your truck is wicked loose, especially on the straightaways with all these cars moving around.
Well, I'll tell you what, even they're moving around, but they are still stuck together like glue as they head down the back stretch here, 2 by 2, and nose to tail all the way back to probably like 14th or 15th spot as the number 94 gets his nose out front just a little bit, but the 83 powers back on the inside.
Yes, they does, and that's where the inside line is going to prevail. It's going in the middle and off the corners. The momentum is going to hold up to the top lane, though, as they come off the corners and down the straightaways. So that's the battle. That's why you try to get up top. You know that you can get side by side with the leader. It's the matter of getting just a big enough run, especially coming off turn 2 with that line behind you, to try to get yourself down the bottom and take that lead, because the bottom is still where you want to be, even though the top can get there.
Yeah, it is. They are still locked together, and like you said, on these trucks locked together like they are, they definitely know that, hey, look, we've got to be very patient very early on. Now, you got to go way back to the back there before we got a front group, and we kind of got a back group back there, and it looks like the front, I'm going to say all the way maybe the 13th or 14th, they are just stuck together side by side running in a tandem.
Yeah, they are. We got most of the, basically the top, like you said, maybe top 15 or so all running together here. I'm going to try to get a look and see what the last car in line is back here. The 9 car is in 22nd spot, so the entire top 22 trucks, the first half of this field, is all running up in a massive pack together, and then everybody else is running, trying to get single filed up, trying to make a second group so that they can sit back, relax, and just kind of hope that when the big one happens, if the big one happens in front of them, they can get through it.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of patience being brought on by these drivers, even though it is a non-point shootout style race. But they are not giving an inch, Ryan. They are still putting the heavy metal to the floor and going, hey, look, we're hooked up here. And like you said, the top 22 trucks right now are all hooked up, and we got to go back, way back. Actually, from that pack, it's 4.7 seconds back to James Burgess. So they have lost this group, even though they are side by side.
Yeah, I mean, and we actually see the 94 make that pass with the lead here. We talked about it. He finally got the momentum up top, but now we see the 88 is going to try to do the same thing the 94 of Joshua Spalding did as they come off of turn 2. But that second pack, really, in my opinion, what they're probably gambling on is they're going to run single file, stay the way they are, and wait until that competition caution with 20 laps to go, and that's going to be their go time. They're gambling on the fact that there's going to be a second big wreck up here at the front that is going to take some of these guys out of the race, and then they're going to be able to have some spots so that when they have that 20-lap shootout, they can just hook up and get to the front.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, you might be 100% right, but that's the thing we got to look at. We still got the competition caution that is yet to fly at lap 45, as we're at lap 16 here of the 45 for their caution, but these guys have not let loose of the stranglehold they have got on a chain gang going on up here in the front. They are side by side, nose to tail, all the way down to the backstretch here.
Yeah, they are. Every single car in the top 22 are all side by side. It looks like they just started this race as they are going down the back straightaway. A heck of a lot of good driving going on right now as we actually see the 88 get a little loose going into 3. Might have gotten some help there. The top line's going to lose their momentum a little bit as they come through the corner. Number 94 car, Joshua Spalding, though, did get to the bottom. He's right where he wants to be, and he's got to be sitting pretty here out in front, just leading some laps right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, right there would not have been a place that you would have wanted to get squirrely at, is out front, because like I said, we're talking about the top 22 trucks are still locked up like they were when the green flag dropped. They are still side by side, hooked together, and if that truck would have turned up the track, that could have been the big one that we were talking about. So, cross our fingers. These guys are putting on a show, staying very patient. As we see now, looks like the 83 drops down on the inside there.
Yes, he is. The 88 of Daryl Ricketts is actually going to be the one that takes the lead now. Okay. Away from the 94, and that top lane with the number 13 leading now is going to try to do the same thing again. It definitely appears that the way to go is to be up top, make the pass, get to the lead, and at that point, once you are clear to get to the bottom, it is every man for themselves. And we actually see the 83 looking under the yellow line, trying to see when he's getting to the corner so he doesn't get into the back of the 94. But these guys are still wobbling all over the place, all the way through the top 22 trucks here. As we actually see the back 4 from this pack, about 19th through 22nd, are starting to lose touch a smidge with the top 18 run. So it's going to be interesting to see, is this field going to start to break out? As we see a huge run up top of the 13 and the 71.
Yeah, it is. I tell you what, right there, man, a huge run for the number 13 machine, the Matt Hoover. He is trying to bring that machine all the way to the front there and bring it to the front in a hurry with a power move on the outside there with some help. He's got the 88, or excuse me, he's got the 71 right there on the back deck lid of him, as a 94 there is trying to protect his line. I mean, these guys, like you said, they're jockeying around a little bit, but they are definitely staying very patient and very organized to be 2x2. They're locked. This is the frustrating part, Ryan. These guys right here are like, look, man, if I could just get up front, but you can't. It's like we're seeing right now with that number 13 of Matt. He can get up there, but as soon as he gets out front, guess what? It's like a brick wall of air that just stops that truck from going.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's very tough, and it's very frustrating. I mean, you think about, you talk about guys who are frustrated right now. I'll give you a great example. Somebody who's probably pretty frustrated. Look, oh, we got one on the wall on the front straightaway. Everybody makes it through. That was a close call.
What number was that? Did you see which one it was?
Trying to go back to the pack here. He's the single car that's now lost touch with this second, or the main pack. It was Josh Sturgill in the 77 truck.
All right, well, let's do a little rewind here. No caution on the field there, as it was just a single truck, and he just slapped the outside wall there, and that's another thing. Very easy to do here, Ryan. You get so close to that wall, you might not think it's there, and nonetheless, bam, it comes out and bites you.
Yeah, I don't know if he got side by side with somebody and maybe got knocked into the outside wall or what happened, but I definitely saw him shoot up the track and get into that outside wall, and he has definitely lost touch with the main pack. He's going to hope that even with the slight bit of right side damage that he had, he'll be able to get with that second pack. But what that did was everybody checking up has now broken up this lead pack. We now see the main pack, a smaller group that's jockeying for position to try to catch back up to the main group, and then it's a long ways back to that single file group of guys that are just trying to wait out the race here.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, Matt Hoover right now, the man in charge of this one in number 13. But look at that outside lane power, and come on, just like a hard charging bunch of horses coming there on the outside. I mean, look, that 71 was just it. He was all of a sudden right in the back. The next thing you know, he just started flying towards the front.
Yes, he is, and what we're about to see here is it looked like the 88 was about to jump up to the top and try to get in front of the 71. Thinks better of it this early in the race, but that's the type of thing that's going to happen later on in this race. That top lane falls back. You now know the way to go is to make the pass up top. The guys that are in the bottom lane are going to try to shoot up to the top. They're either going to get pushed really, really hard, or they're going to get hung out to dry, and it's going to be interesting to watch late in the race what happens here as we see the 88 looking again, but again, still looks like he's going to think better of it with the 71 to his outside there.
Well, I'll tell you what, this right here, and you're right there, Michael. I tell you, if this was Talladega, they probably would be hooked up 3 wide. Daytona's a little bit more narrower than Talladega is, but nonetheless, now the lead pack's blowing right by some lap cars. They caught him at the right spot of the track there instead of in the turn, so that helped out. But I tell you what, it did break up a little bit of the tandem that was going on, but they are still glued side by side.
Yeah, they are, and they one of the lap cars there, the 02, did get a piece of the wall as they went through the tri-oval trying to stay up out of the way. Little mistake on his part. He needed to go high, not that high necessarily, but good job controlling that truck, not coming back down across the field as these guys are starting to kind of get it filed out. We only see really 4 trucks up on the top right now. Looks like everybody else is starting to find their way to the bottom and just trying to take it easy for a little while.
Well, as you were saying that, then you saw about 3 trucks in the back there jump to the outside. So now we got about 5 trucks coming. But still, nonetheless, even with 4 trucks out there up top, Ryan, those guys are still able to stay glued to the front runners, which is the front 2 guys, and might be able to push to the front. It seems like he's stuck right there at that number 2nd place machine. But if he could just get a little more help, he'll be able to just push back up to the leader.
Yeah, that is definitely something that does tend to happen here. We saw the 94. He made this work the last time he was up top. He was able to get up there and get back to the leader. But if you don't have a big enough line on the outside, you can't quite get that side draft. You're not going to be able to do it. And we see the 88 is they're 3 wide on the straightaway. Oh, that was close.
Well, I tell you what, yeah, you're right there, Michael. I tell you, it could be done here 3 wide. That's something I wouldn't recommend them to do, But hey, nonetheless, if they pulled it off, that's some awesome driving job by them. Nonetheless, because even with too wide like they're doing here, this is such a narrow track. I mean, it is a big track, 2.5 mile, but this is such a narrow track that even too wide like they're doing here at these speeds, I mean, it doesn't take much. A bobble, a miss, a let off the throttle just a little bit, just one little mistake, and man, you could just take half the field out.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to watch up here. I'm just trying to watch all these guys race around each other, seeing what's going on. I'm actually going to drop back from watching the leader for a moment and try to get to the back of the pack and see what's going on, see who's running where. And there is no real second pack right now. There is with the 23 and the 5 truck. They're well of a ways back. They are over 11 seconds back with their small group, and then it's another 26 seconds back where Aaron Friend and Waylon Lamb are running, and they have some help from, it looks like, the O2 machine, who is a lap down.
Yeah, I tell you what, Bradley Wilson right now, he's got the 54 there of Chris Akins. They're the only 2 trucks that are off this front group because, Ryan, it's the top 19 trucks right now that are still 2x2, man, running around this monster-styled super speedway at Daytona under the lights. And like you said, we got to go all the way back to the 23rd machine before we get 11 seconds behind them and whatnot. So, I mean, wow, that's just a testament right there. And then you got, like I said, we got those two or three trucks right there. Most of those guys are in single file running back there in the back. Now, they're not out of this. You might think, well, man, they're 11 seconds back. Well, no, they're not out. They still got the competition caution. Lap 45 will be flown. It's going to group this field back up. Then it's going to be go time. You're going to see. Right now, it's kind of probably a filling out process. What do I have in the truck? What can I do? What place do I need to put my truck at to be able to have a run for the last little dash here at this race?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're seeing a lot of aggressive driving. We're seeing a lot of good side-by-side racing here up at the front pack already. I mean, and we're not even at halfway yet. You know, but these guys who are out in back, the unfortunate bit is for a guy like Waylon Lamb, who is so far behind, he is so far back that unfortunately he does get put at risk of being put a lap down. And if that happens, that means the guy that he's trying to work with right now, he then has to race him to be that lucky dog when the competition caution comes out. And we got a truck that's loose on the bottom.
And that's the 86.
Two.
What was that again?
A lot of cars involved. That did start with, I think, the 88, maybe. I'm not sure.
86.
86. Good call.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a huge one right there. It could have been a lot bigger than what it was, though.
Yeah, it could definitely have been a lot worse, but just looked like somebody got on the apron, and that was the end of that one.
86 machine, he just caught that bottom apron, something we haven't talked about. There's such, steep aprons here. And then when he caught the apron, the 82 got in the back end of someone, and just a pile up in what?
We had a pile up in turn 2, my friend.
Well, that ain't how you say it.
Pile up in turn 2.
There you go. Oh, man, I tell you what, and he's right. Unfortunately, that's what we were talking about, Ryan. If you have just a little bit of mistake up front like that, these guys, man, 2x2 like they were, stacked up, it doesn't take much. I mean, those guys, wham. That could have been a lot more disastrous than what it was. He could have took out probably the top 15 drivers.
Yeah, he did a good job of trying to hang on to it, but when you're that low, I mean, there's just nothing you can do. Car finally just snaps to the right, and he just cut up in front of the field. Just nowhere to go for anybody else there. Definitely unfortunate for a lot of the trucks involved, especially the 86, because he was, 4th or 5th on the inside lane. He was having a pretty good run to that point, but going to be interesting to see what happens here now as these guys. Definitely going to be interesting to see who pits and who doesn't, if anybody even decides to come in.
Well, I tell you, it's lap 29 of the 45. I would probably come in, depending on where I'm at. Well, there we go. All the leaders, they decided they're all coming down on pit road right now. So I probably would. If you've been out there for 20-some laps, you definitely got to get some tires and fuel.
Yeah, at this point, you're definitely looking at tires a little bit, you know, especially with how loose and how squirrely these trucks have been. It's got to be scrubbing off the tires a little bit, you know. And some of these guys are going to obviously need to pit anyway to get fixed. But you see guys like the 13 of Matt Hoover come in. He actually slid through his box a little bit, had to back up, so he is probably going to lose the lead here. But you look at guys like Waylon Lamb, who, you know, hanging out the back, saving his time, was able to avoid that crash. And we had just talked about how if it continued to stay green, we felt like he wouldn't be able to. At some point, he was probably going to get lapped before the competition caution. Once again, he gets to hit that reset button, and hopefully he can now continue to stick with at least a small group or stick with the main pack until the competition caution, which is going to be in about 15 laps.
I tell you what, a Daryl Rickett guy out there, I'm going to tell you, might be my new fan favorite in the 88. He's running a Panthers machine. So, just having to notice that.
Is he? Okay.
He is.
Now I know what that is.
But I tell you, you're right. 29 laps. You definitely, a lot of these guys out here running some sports teams on their trucks as we're just kind of scrolling through, looking at some of these awesome, nice paint jobs these guys put out here, each and every week. I know a lot of them do some hard work on their paint jobs. I love mine. You like yours that we run, and, that these guys are the same way. So, right now in the caution is so long, it gives us a chance to kind of run through the field here a little bit and look at every one of them. And these guys have put on a show so far, and it's about to get even more interesting.
Certainly is. I mean, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. We're just about to the halfway point of this race. It's going to be right around the halfway mark once we take the green flag. So, I mean, these guys, we've seen a lot of patience by some, and we've seen a lot of aggression by others, and then we've just seen some typical Daytona-esque accidents. Somebody got on the apron, got a little bit loose, and we just saw a checkup going into 3. And we talk about you're going to see accidents like that because that's just what Daytona brings. It's just the type of track it lends itself to be. And this race isn't over by any means. And even with the accidents we've seen, I don't think we're done with the cautions yet, and I certainly don't think we've seen the biggest wreck of the night yet.
Probably not. I'm a hope as a driver or as one out here. Normally we drive on the weeks, but we're hoping that these guys don't have a massive crash. I hope it goes green the whole entire way. And there's where I remember Waylon's truck from, the Ron Miller Senior. Yeah, he won won that race here. Ryan, a couple weeks ago, broadcast here. That's right, the Monday Night Thunder for Ron Miller Senior right there was a dedication race, and that young man watched the race and very happy to put that on. And Waylon, he actually pulled off the victory there. Nonetheless, that was in a 60-lap race. No cautions. It was a very good race. I think it was a Las Vegas if my memory holds correct. And, man, it was a great time. So my hat's off to Waylon there. It was for a good cause, too.
Yeah, definitely good for a good cause. And I'm reading the chat, Joe. And just take a look at what Michael wrote. That's all I'm going to say, because I think it's really funny.
Well, they didn't win, that's for sure. But what happened to Atlanta? Yeah, that's right. Anyways, yeah, that's right. And what happened to Oakland? Yeah, okay. So now.
Hey. Oakland is in a better position than your team, pal. All right? If Carr didn't break his fibula, I still think they'd have won the Super Bowl. And all you Raiders fans who might be watching, feel free to hate my guts from this point forward, but Derek Carr would have beaten the Patriots.
Yeah, maybe. Don't mind Ryan. Sometimes he has wishful thinking. But nonetheless,
I can feel like hate.
Nonetheless,
already.
You got it. I'll tell you what, nonetheless, pay the lights off on the pace car. About to send these machines a roaring. We don't have too many more laps to go here before that 45-lap mark. The competition caution will be flown, and then a 20-lap shootout, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting here now. This is just my opinion. I don't imagine that they're going to be too aggressive here. They have to know that this competition caution is coming out at lap 45. So you're realistically going to have about 12 laps of green flag racing. I sincerely hope, and this is just me as a broadcaster and as a racer, that they're not going to push it too hard here, because you have nothing to gain right now still. You're getting down close to the end, but you're not really going to be gaining much if you take yourself out with, so few laps to a caution is going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, that pace car is going to take that hard left turn off on the pit road here and send these monster trucks flying here around this 2.5 mile super speedway under the lights. Daytona International Speedway, green flag in the air. And right now, Brian Hartford is going to send these machines roaring into turn number 1. Now, look, Tyler Justice, like we said, he didn't get the lottery, but man, I tell you, he is back up there in 4th place.
Yes, he was. He qualified on the pole in our last server session that we had up. Was dead last in that practice. Certainly doesn't look like a dead last practice truck right now as he's riding up top. He's going to end up having to give a good push to that 94 as we see these guys jockeying around. And we see the 13 is going to pull to the outside of the 71, trying to make that move, trying to get back to the lead here.
Just to answer your question out there, Waylon, it might have had something to do with the fact that when I cut the stream before and came back, I always try to refresh trading paints at the beginning of the races. But what I will do is when we do the competition caution, I'm going to refresh trading paints again to see if it comes back up. But nonetheless, man, they are 2x2 stacked up again up front here as we're heading off in the lap 34 here, Ryan. The top, I'm going to say 15 to 18 cars or so trucks are still just hooked up like glue.
Yes, they are, but we are seeing behind them a lot more of these guys who have been saving their tires, saving their equipment, kind of single filing out in these second groups, and it looks like people are actually sticking together this time. So it looks like business is picking up even for the guys that are trying to wait it out and hope that they can avoid all the accidents before
I'll tell you what,
midway point.
Well, you just said it a minute ago, Ryan. They're probably going to be a little patient. We see now the pack at the front's not as big as what it was, 2x2 stacked up now, as we have a lot of trucks in the back there single filed out. They understand here in the next, 10 laps, we're going to throw a caution. It's going to be the competition caution, and then we're going to have a 20-lap shootout. Then that's when you're going to see probably your go time. We had 22 trucks hooked up. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, the fact that we had 22 trucks hooked up to, and I meant to make a testament of this when the caution came out. The fact that you had 22 trucks all stacked up that way, and only 6 or 7 were involved in that crash, it just doesn't go just to show to the driver there that ended up spinning out, trying to hang on to it as long as he could and letting more guys get past. But all the other drivers that were out there driving their butts off to make sure that they could avoid that wreck and just being smart.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, since we got these trucks hooked up front here, let's do what, man, a lot of the viewers out there love to see, and let's break it up and bring the speed cam out here, because we got about another 9 to 8 more laps to go before we hit that competition caution. So let's jack this thing up with the speed and let them hear what these trucks sound like thundered around 2.5 miles worth of super speedway. Well, I tell you what, folks, man, if that don't get you below the pumping, man, nothing will. I mean, you might want to set yourself up for a doctor's appointment. You're going to need to check because right there, man, brings goosebumps to you to hear these trucks thundering around here as they are almost looking like they're going to take a 3 wide up front. Did I lose you on that one, Ryan?
Oh, we got a wreck. I'm sorry. I wasn't hitting the button. And that's a pile up in turn 2. That's the whole field in that wreck.
Yes, it was. We're seeing live right now as it happened right there because that started with they were 3 wide up front. They were battling it out. And definitely, man, you knew disaster was on the horizon coming around the corner here. Folks, let's take it back on the replay there because, hey, as Ryan likes to say, pile up in turn 1.
Yeah, definitely a pile up in turn 2 on that one because we had the entire field involved essentially in that crash. However, a lot of the guys that were hanging out the back, you talk about what they were waiting for, that was it right there.
Yes, it was. But I tell you what, that all started up front. They were 3 wide, jockeying around for position. Let's watch it again here. And I tell you, I don't know, that was a big one right there. Those guys were just giving it all. I mean, wow, big hits, and you're talking about at least 10 trucks right there involved. We got some on their lid, some on their side. I mean, they were just all huge wreck.
Yeah, it was, and by my look here, it looks like that actually was a little bit of net code involved. There was always going to be an accident because the 98 moves down slightly and catches the right front fender of the 34, who in actuality is probably going to wreck anyway, but the 68 gets hooked by netcode, which puts him into the 88, and the entire field just has now nowhere to go as cars are going up the track, down the track, and spinning in the middle, and everybody scatters, and there's just nowhere to go.
Well, I was talking about it here in practice. We was talking earlier about hanging out in the back or being up front, and trying to avoid the big one. Right there's what I was talking about is, hey, look, if it happens up there with this many drivers, there's nowhere to go. That happened almost in the middle of a turn, and there is no grass area, no runoff to go to. It covered the whole track. So if you're in the back, either you get stopped or you're going right into it.
Yeah, I mean, and we're obviously, I'm not sure if there's fast repairs in this league or not. I'm not saying that all those trucks are out of this race by any means, but there's going to be a lot of trucks at least one lap down getting a lot of damage fixed. And with now probably this may even end up becoming the competition caution because I believe we will roll to lap 45 unless we get a 1 lap go and then they'll pull the yellow, but I'm not sure how they're going to go about this.
Well, I'm not sure either, but I tell you what, we definitely can find out. Give me 1 second. Michael Redding, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Michael, just real quick, I know you're a busy man up there in the booth, but just for confirmation, we're sitting on lap 41. Will this take us into the competition caution of lap 45?
Yeah, more than likely this right here is a competition yellow. Yeah, this will be competition yellow.
All right, well, good deal. I appreciate it. Just wanted to get verification here for the viewers out here. And drivers, I'm going to tell you what, y'all are putting on one heck of a show out here. For all these people that are watching, they are definitely on their feet, having an exciting time watching each and every one of you. Just wanted to let y'all know that. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, there you heard it, folks. This will be the competition caution because this is pretty much what will bring us into it. So, got the confirmation from Michael Redding right there. So, Ryan, here we go. And with that note, I think I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back.
All right. We are 2 to green, I believe.
Yes, we are. Well, I'm going to leave it. On here on the front runner, though. If it goes green or if they throw another caution, I'll be right back.
All right. Temple. The 10-4, as I was saying there, ladies and gentlemen, is Joe was giving me a little bit of information for under caution here. We are just going to keep focused on the leader, and if we go green, you'll be able to see whatever happens up front. We're just sitting here waiting it out. I believe we are 2 to green right now, and as we just heard, this will be the 2 to go mark, or the not the 2 to go mark. I apologize. This will be the competition caution now, so that'll probably give us right around 17 laps to go when we go back green. I hope y'all are ready for a very exciting finish to this race, because if what we've seen so far is any indication, business is about to pick up for sure, guys. While we're sitting here waiting, ladies and gentlemen, I am in the chat for the live stream. You will see that I just posted how is everyone doing, because I am actually interested. But while we're sitting here, a good opportunity to ask me any questions that you'd like, maybe anything about iRacing, stuff like that. And also let me know, who do you think's going to win this race now based on what we've seen? I'm very interested to know. Alrighty.
All right, back, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, looks like lights off on the pace car. So, did they throw the caution, or are they going to let them fly again?
No, we are going to go back to green here, sir. We are about to, we're on the 1 to go. We're going to have 44 laps to go. So, rather than having 15 laps remaining in this race, we're going to have 17.
Well, I tell you what, that is still go time here at the Daytona International Speedway tonight under the lights here for the Monday Night Thunder Racing League here. As I tell you, Ryan, it's about time to get this stuff going. As that pace car's coming out of turn number 4, and it's going to head off, take the hard left turn off on pit road, and send these monsters of truck flying here, like you said, for 17 laps to go here tonight for the shootout, folks. I tell you, yeah, well, I had to leave Ryan alone every once in a while. Green flags in the air, folks, and I tell you, now's the time we're going to see probably these guys, and they got a good jump up front. I don't know how well you want to get out front like that, because that pack's going to close back in in a hurry.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to jump out to a huge lead. If it's the inside lane, you want to have at least a couple guys behind you to run with. But on the outside lane, if you can get a big jump on the out lane, excuse me. You don't want to get a huge jump on the inside lane if you're a single car, but if you're the entire inside lane, you definitely want to get a jump on the outside lane, because it's go time. You can't keep letting these guys on the outside be able to pass you and just take the lead away. You have to start to be able to hold that position. As I'm riding on the rear tailgate of Waylon Lamb, we saw him run in the back this whole race. It's go time. He's starting to pick his way through the field very quickly here on this restart.
Yeah, he is, and I'll tell you what, I'm trying to look right now. He is up to 11th spot right now. Most notably also Bradley P. Wilson there sitting in the number 5th spot. As you see these guys there, they're looking up high, looking up low, trying to find out which line's going to go. And I mean, these guys are still nose to tail, 2x2 up front, and they know, hey, it's almost go time. 20 laps left here.
Yeah, it is. It's 20 laps left. I messed up earlier when I said 17. I for some reason thought there was only 60 laps in this race. But yeah, coming to what is going to be 20 to go. We saw how the race was going beforehand. It's going to pick up, and we're 3 wide again up front.
Well, I tell you what happened right there, the number 94 machine there, Joshua almost got into the back end of the 71 of the leader. He had to check up, go high. That is bringing him 3 wide. He is back there in the back, and wow, Eric Testo, man, powering to the front. I told you, that guy knows how to bring a truck to the front. You got Bradley Wilson there, but Brian Hartford right there in this number 71 with Matt Hoover. They are hooked up side by side. He's got help. The other guy's got help, and I'm going to tell you, well, it looks like, what is that, who's the man up front right there? A little bit of block, and they go 3 wide again.
Yeah, they are 3 wide up front, 2 trucks in the middle. Working the middle lane, 94 spinning, big wreck in 3.
Man, big wreck in 3. A big wreck right there in 3, but also those guys, man, were hooked up 3 wide in the front, and you said the 93 was spinning.
The 94 is where it all started, 3 wide up top.
All right, well, I tell you what, we're going to go back here and show the viewers what happened because we were watching those awesome guys up front duel it out, folks. This is what we're talking about. It's going to be go time now. They were stacked 3 wide, but you're right, man. Those dudes, wow, just got a little loose back there. We got trucks on the side. Trucks are flipping, smashing into each other, and there's just nowhere to go when they wreck like that in the middle of a turn.
Yeah, nowhere to go. Again, we're going to say it tonight, pile up in turn 3. And this time it is going to take out a lot of trucks. The second straight action the number 7's been involved in. The number 50, Waylon Lamb, just barely got through it. Got a little bit of nose damage, but he was able to get through that accident. He was right smack in the middle of it. Got to feel lucky there for the driver, the number 50.
Yeah, he is, and if nonetheless he should maybe have, if he hasn't had anything else all race long, he's still got a fast fix. Get that nose fix, go in here and be done. And I tell you, this is going to push us, Ryan, to about 15 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. Man, these boys are about to put on a show. You're right, Chris. The intensity has skyrocketed, and it is about to get even higher. They're going to shoot past the moon and blow right past the sun because these guys tonight, under the lights at Daytona International Speedway, are about to put on a show with some fireworks at the end.
Yeah, they are, and we're going to see some fireworks with all these guys that keep getting into accidents and whatnot. I'm actually quite surprised. The number 50 just decided to stay out. I did see that he does have nose damage. It's not a lot. It's a little crinkle on the edge of that hood if you look at his front bumper, Joe. But I am quite surprised that Waylon Lamb even with isn't going to come in and get that looked at.
Well, maybe he's not aware of it or not thinking, but let me see if I can get a close enough shot. I do see where it is bumped in a little bit there, and I wasn't able to get the trading paints redone, so I'm still showing a Ron Miller Sr. car out there. Apologize that way to Waylon, as he is supposed to be driving a new paint job. But you're right, the front end's a little bit crinked on the top. Now, I don't know if he could stay hooked up to the backpack. The only part I think that's going to hurt him is if he's by himself on the outside or heading up front. He's going to need some help. It might not hurt too bad if he's tucked in behind somebody.
Yeah, I think for sure that the number 50 will be okay behind other people. I don't think that caused any engine damage or anything like that. It was a little bit of a bump that crinkled the edge of that hood and just the front bumper. But if he does try to get to the front or lead a group, it's really going to have to be a short distance of time. It's going to have to be a situation basically where Waylon is running in 3rd spot or 2nd place and tries to make a quick slingshot move to win the race, really, because anything even small like that here at Daytona is going to cause an awful amount of drag if he tries to lead a group.
Is it 2 laps to go? Will the pace lights go out this time?
I'm not sure. I'll have to wait until the pace car comes around. Unfortunately, iRacing doesn't tell me that.
Well, let me see if the pace lights don't go off this time by. And okay, well then I'm gonna try to get a word in here with Matt Hoover.
Alrighty.
Matt Hoover, this is Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Joe.
Matt, I tell you what, you got a fan club out here in the cheering section, and you got a bad fast machine here for the speed weeks here at Monday Night Thunder Racing. Now, we're going to have about 15 to 14 laps to go here. You got a massive amount of trucks behind you that are very hungry to want to take the win. Do you got anything for these guys behind you?
And I hope so, Joe. I'm hoping somebody will stay behind me. I'm praying I do.
Well, good deal. I tell you what, now, like they said out here, the intensity's about to skyrocket nonetheless, as you guys out here have put on a heck of a thrilling show. But that number 13 Bush light machine that you've got has been very quick up front all night long. So do you have any help there to maybe help you stay up front?
You know, I don't know. That last little run, I saw maybe a little what's to come of somebody that's a couple cars back, and it didn't seem that he wanted to join me, so we'll see.
Well, I tell you what, right there, folks, you heard it, man, from the man who's out front. He's going to lead this pack of storming bees, man, around this 2.5-mile super speedway. And my hat's off. I want to say congratulations to all the drivers so far. You have put on one thrilling heck of a show. And right now you got about 28 to 30 people watching you on the biggest show here. And it ain't even Daytona yet, folks. So get ready. Thank you. And we'll see you at the end of this race. Well, I tell you what, right there, that ought to tell you these guys are pumped up and ready to go, Ryan.
Yeah, they're definitely, as long as they cocked, locked, and ready to rock for these final 15 laps here. It's going to be exciting to see what happens, because we are going to have exactly 15 laps to go. Now, we know we get inside the final 5 laps and there's a caution, the race will be over at that point. So really, are you battling saying that there's going to be the next 15 laps? Or are you battling saying there's maybe 10 laps to go and just trying to get to the front as fast as you can so that if the caution does come out in the final 10, you are the leader when that happens?
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, you say the final 10, it's going to have to go more like to the final 5 or 4 before this race would be over. 10 laps, you're going to have a shootout then on your hands, and then it's a whole new ball game.
What I meant was over the next 10 laps. Not
my bad.
Literally 10 to go. That was my bad. I should have worded it differently.
That's all right, but I tell you what, pace car, you're right. I agree 100% with you on that one. The pace car lights off coming out of turn number 4 here. So we're going to watch these monster trucks be able to fire off down into turn number 1, side by side, like Matt just said. He had a little bit of a preview on what's to look forward to here, because those guys were starting to jockey it up just a lot. They were 3 wide, 2 wide, heading off into the turn. And I tell you, we got guys out here rooting for everybody. As the pace car now is going to take that hard left turn off on the pit road, send the monster trucks a screaming off down into turn 1. Side by side, Ryan here. Green flag in the air. We're going to have lap 51 of 65. Matt gets a heck of a jump. Don't know, man, if that's what he wants to do here. But nonetheless, because that's just going to bring that pack coming storming right to him.
Yeah, you got a good jump on the inside lane this time. A different guy on the outside this time in that number 34 Tundra up on the top there. As we see, the first time the 94 hasn't really been up there, so it was definitely intriguing to see how these guys were going to restart. And that inside line definitely got the best of the outside lane that time. As we look, some names we haven't really seen up front now. The number 85, Zach Lindgren. We talked about that Miami Dolphins scheme in the qualifying session, or at the beginning of this practice before the race, the warm-up session. Currently running in the 3rd spot there in that 85 machine.
Yeah, he has. I tell you what, he is bringing the Dolphin machine up there. Don't mean anything against any Dolphin fans, but he's actually doing more work than they did all season long. But now they're taking it 3 wide up front.
Well, I don't mean to shoot some shots fired on this one here, Joe. You can say whatever you want about the Dolphins. They made the playoffs, so the Dolphins car running well up in 3rd place right now. Definitely looking like Zach is going to try to figure out a way to continue to be up here. Now the question is, for somebody like Zach, is he content to run 3rd right now, or do you want to try to get to that outside lane if you can and try to get by the 13?
Well, as a driver right now, do you actually, you know it's lap 52 or 65. You know it's go time. It's no time to sit back and wait, but you also got to be very patient nonetheless. So you got to pick and choose. As you see these guys now trying to look where they need to go, as it is double foul to the start right there. It was nose to nose, folks, with Christopher and Matt to the front, as Bradley P. Wilson on the outside is pushing that man to the front along with Eric Tesh. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yep, Eric Tesh.
Yeah, they're working very hard on that outside lane, but again, it's a couple of guys that we haven't really talked about all night up top. Is the 13 now from running up front? Does he have a bit more experience leading laps and leading the pack to know what to do right now? Or does the 34 have a little bit more in the bank, and is he giving it all he can right now? Because like I said, if you get to lap 60 and the caution comes out, this race is over. So I would say at this point you're racing to lap 60, and from that point forward, wherever you may be, it's the final 5 laps. I mean, you have to go. It is more than go time right now. It is time to get to the front if you can.
Well, I tell you what, the guy right there behind Christopher, man, who is actually helping him push, is looking on the outside, and he might be thinking, man, I'm getting a little bit anxious out here, and that kind of hurt that momentum in the outside lanes. You see, they draw back when that 15 machine pulled out to the outside of him there and didn't help him tug up. But you look at that number 02 machine up high of Eric Bain, get a heck of a run. You're going to have a 5-car tandem here as Zach moves up high, and he's going to try to bring the Dolphin machine to the front.
Yes, he is. That was a fantastic move going down the back straightaway. A good move. And we got a spinner again. Another wreck as they come down the front straightaway, and the 50's involved as well.
Well, that started all with Eric Bain, who was coming up front, but we saw it coming. Now, this begs to differ. We're going to have about a 5-lap shootout. Let's rewind it back and show you again what happened there. But, folks, we saw that outside lane forming up, and those guys were jockeying around. Patience, I guess for lack of a better word, are starting to wear a little thin out here, and these guys are saying, look, it's go time.
Yeah, they are, and it looks like maybe the 02 just got into the back of the 15 in front of him, got that car a little loose, maybe even got some help from behind, just spun down, clipped the 59 and the 12, and just nowhere for anybody else behind that to go. The trucks that just got sideswiped had nowhere to go, and then 50 of the number 50 truck of Waylon Lamb just absolutely nowhere to go. 2 trucks were just sitting in the track right in front of them, had nowhere to go but just right into the accident, unfortunately.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing right there on that bad stretch right there. As we see, it was a huge, huge wreck. I mean, and hey, I hate to say it, I don't think that's the last one, but these guys were putting on a heck of a show. And again, hey, we said it before. It's a non-points race. This right here, it's whoever brought the baddest, fastest machine to Daytona tonight, and we're seeing it. I mean, right now, Matt Hoover survived through that one. Brian Hartford right there. Zach Lindgren, you've talked about him. Eric Tesh right there, and Christopher Matthews rounds the top 5. Any one of those guys could win. Heck, any one of the top 10 could win.
Yeah, they could, and it's not over. And we mentioned it before how Waylon Lamb had been riding out in the back. I really think that he might have been waiting for an accident like that to happen because he still had his fast fix in the bank. That 50 truck coming back out on the track, no damage now. Waylon's going to get another crack at this, and he's going to be inside the top 10 with less than 10 laps to go.
Well, I tell you what, I want to personally, for me and Ryan both, to thank each and every one of the viewers, the fans, the leagues, the drivers. I am looking right now, and we're sitting at 33 viewers. I know to some people that hey, that's not a lot. To me and Ryan, that is. And it's all due to the viewers, the fans, and the leagues. And we definitely appreciate it. And love you guys coming out here watching this show because these drivers are putting on a heck of a show. And, man, it's only going to get better. It's not over with yet, Ryan.
No, it's nowhere near over. And, it is like you said, the fans make this for us. I wouldn't. I love working with Joe, and I come up here each and every time that I do this, whether it's Thursday nights, any night that Joe asks me to be here. If I want to be, I try to be. And when I knew that this league was running here tonight, and I didn't even know they were at Daytona, but when I loaded into the session tonight and saw that these trucks were at Daytona, I get even more excited. You guys, the fans, you guys make it even more enjoyable every time I'm here, giving me some people to talk to during the race. It's always fun to see your guys' reactions. Without you guys, me and Joe are nothing, and I know Joe likes to not toot his own horn too much, but I definitely want to say I give him a lot of we give each other a lot of heck and stuff like that. And in the chat earlier, I was saying let's see some Ryan Daniels hype, but Joe deserves all the hype he gets for putting all this together for all of us because he's a heck of a friend. So thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you, Joe, for letting me come up here and call just a supremely fun race with you.
Well, I tell you what, that's the thing is, me and you have fun week in and week out with everything that we do. Like I say, and all the viewers and all these leagues and these drivers out here are very thankful, and they love me coming back, watching the streams and all. And I try to get each and every one of them on here because, hey, that's what it's about. These guys put on a show week in and week out. I mean, I love it. It's an awesome racing, and tonight has brought us under the lights, sparks are flying, the wheels are flying, I mean, tempers are flaring. These guys have definitely put the fireworks and the hammer down, and it ain't over with yet, Ryan. I mean, we still got, about 8? We're going to have probably, I'm going to say about 6 laps to go when they go back green. And I know, man, it's going to be awesome.
Yes, it is, and we've got 12 trucks left on the lead lap. We've got the number 1 of Scott Kozar in the pit right now getting some damage fixed, but the last one on the lead lap is Joshua Spalding in that 94. He's still in this thing. He's not out of it yet, and we've got a lot of the trucks that are still up front. Basically, right now, I'm going to suggest that for Matt Hoover, you want to see this thing. You want to get a good restart, have that truck behind you of the 85, Zach Lindgren just stay right on your bumper and push you as hard as he can. But if I saw, I saw what Zach did that last time. He made that move at the top. He was going to try to get that lead as fast as he could. I feel like Zach's going to try to get to the outside as fast as he can on this restart and try to get that lead.
Well, I tell you what, I hate to keep going back, but you bring up the Dolphins thing. Yeah, they made the playoffs, but they came up short. Tonight, Zach is trying to rectify that problem and say, hey, look, for my team, I don't want to come up short. I want to win tonight. Might be a non-points race, might not mean a lot as far as when the season starts, but hey, it means I got to win, and starting off very strong here tonight in the Monday Night Thunder Racing Series that is kicking off tonight under the lights at Daytona. So, you're right, Matt is going to have to... we don't know how much help that Zach's going to give him. But Zach wants to win just as much as any of these drivers can. Hey, you can't count out any of these top 12.
No, you can't count anybody out at this point. I mean, there's so few laps to go. Every single one of these guys has a chance. And if there's a crash, you may just be the guy that survives the wreck, and it could win you this race. So we still got a little bit of ways to go. We're going to restart here on lap 59. If the caution comes out after lap 61, if the caution comes out at lap 61, the race is over at that point. So these next 2 laps are incredibly crucial to the potential outcome of this race for everybody, and they all know that.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, as we're looking here, the pace car is going to take that hard left turn off on the pit road and send these monster I call them monster trucks, man, flying off into turn number 1 here. Ryan, I tell you what we're going to do to start this one straight off the bat. We're going to take it straight to the speed cam and let these guys listen for the next couple laps just in case there might be a caution. Well, I tell you what, 4 laps to go this time by Ryan. Right there, we saw what these trucks, man, are looking like firing around this 2.5 mile track. And right there, Zach gets a little wiggly as Eric Tesh almost turned him going in there. But right now, he gets a run on the outside of the number 13 machine for the lead.
Yes, he is. He made that move coming off the corner exactly as I kind of suggested he may, and he's going to get a good push up top from the 34 truck. And we see he's going to get that good move on the outside there. It's going to be side by side all the way back to the line here. That 96 is pushing the issue on the bottom behind the 13. He wants to be able to jump up to the outside lane.
Yeah, he does, Eric Tesh right there. I know that cat knows how to get it done here in a truck. Here's there. This time by Matt will hold on to it as we got a truck almost spinning. He does spin on the infield. No caution there as he got off the track. Well, he came back on the track. If that brings a caution, this one's going to be over.
No, he got back below the yellow line. It looks like he's going to be able to hold it down there. I think we're okay right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, so that way we still got a heck of a battle up here as Eric Tesh is glued to the back deck lid of Matt Hoover like, man, no other. He is pushing him for everything he's worth. If that motor blows up, he don't care at this point. Let it overheat. That's what he's talking about. But right on the outside, Zach, man, tries to get a little side draft there, and he gets a little close to the 96. They are bumping each other, man, going down the back stretch.
Yeah, we got more cars wrecking back in 3 again, but no caution still, and it's looking like the 96 is going to try to pull that slingshot on the 13 as they come up, but no momentum for the 96 and not enough help right now.
I tell you what, 4 cars up there up top, 4 cars at the bottom. They're going to be stacked 2 by 2 this time by. We're going to have about 2 laps to go, but it's going to take a tandem of trucks to get back up there as Eric Tesh has fell back a little bit. Matt Hoover's right there, hold on, but now you got Brian Hartford jumps to the outside, and I tell you, oh, wait a minute, they're wrecking. This might be it.
Oh, the 13 got moved.
Yes, he did, and I'm going to tell you what, did he get moved before the caution? Because Zach Lingren's going on the infield. The 13 got moved, but I'm showing Christopher Matthews as the leader. One thing showing Matt Hoover as the leader, my other one showing Christopher Matthews, so I'm going to have to wait till they cross the line probably. But nonetheless, let's get a replay here, folks, because like you just said, Matt Hoover got moved. I think Christopher Matthews is the benefactor of that, the number 34 machine.
Yeah, he got square into the back of him, and that may end. Not only is that going to end this race, but the 13 may not win this. I'm not sure, though, and the 13 is not going to be happy because he got moved abruptly by that 34, and here he comes. Here comes the 13, and it looks like the 13 is going to be called the leader.
Well, IRTVO is showing 13. Man, I'm gonna tell you what, folks. When the caution came out, he got moved. So did it come out right then? And the scoring marker, I'm gonna pause it right here, and I'm gonna find what was we looking at? The number, what was it, 34 machine that moved him?
Yeah, the 34 got into the back of him, and that's what shot him into the outside lane. And I don't know if because he crashed, if iRacing is going to call this as he was the leader, or if he got passed.
Well, you know, in the defense of the 34, you know, I know that wasn't intentional on purpose or anything like that. It looked like, you know, those trucks were crashing up there beside of them anyways. And the field was all banged right there and whatnot. But it was a heck of a thrilling race. You know, you had Eric Tesh, Zach, and all them guys battling. And then the 71 did a move to the outside, left the 34 alone. The 34 went up high. I think he might have saw that, and the 13 might have checked up just a little bit. It was a crazy moment. Nonetheless, as of right now, folks, as of right now, they are scoring Matt Hoover, the number 13 machine right there. Even though getting turned like that and involved, the caution came out, and I'm going to tell you what, if so, man, well, let's give this man a lottery ticket because he just got very lucky.
And I'm listening in, they're debating the scoring right now, saying the 13 was involved.
Well, by iRacing rules, and let's take it by iRacing rules, like I say, these is league rules, and it's what they need to do, and I'm going to let them sort that out, not get involved with that. But by iRacing rules, if he still was in plant of the leader and can keep going, I've had official races happen like this before, and can keep going, and the caution was out before he spun, he can get back his position. As long as, like I say, he's able to maintain speed, get back up there. But, again, this is a league, and, hey, their rules is their rules. So, we're sitting here waiting, and we'll get a confirmation.
Chris just shot me right.
I actually just got confirmation. I'm listening to the race chat. The 13 has been declared the winner by the race admins.
Well, I tell you what, there you go. Hats off and congratulations to the number 13 machine tonight. Folks, we knew that it was going to be sparks a flying at the end as these guys now coming here to the they're going to take the checker flag, excuse me. My tongue kind of twisted up there a little bit. For Matt Hoover tonight, 65 laps of pure, I mean, it was excitement, pure excitement.
Yeah, and let's give a call as well. Christopher Matthews bringing it home in second after starting ninth. Waylon Lamb finished in third after hanging out the back of the pack all night long. Played the strategy, got that truck fixed with only a few laps to go, and was able to finish in the third position, as well as Jason Alexander in fourth and David Levine in fifth.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, do you have a button? If not, I'll interview the top three to go into our racing chat.
I do have a button set.
Yeah, I think we got
hang
this
on
race
just
done
a second.
in time, so I think the server's trying
Alrighty.
to crash.
Well, Michael Redden, this is Joe White in the booth. I just noticed the server looks like it might be trying to cut, so real quickly, I don't know if we got enough time. We're going to try to hit an interview with the top three. I'm going to let Ryan W. Daniels here with Waylon Lamb. Do you got a copy?
I am here. Waylon, this is Ryan Daniels up in the FMTV2 booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Heck of a run for you tonight, man. Ran at the back all night long, just trying to save that truck. Saw you got caught up in the accident there with just a few laps to go. Saved your fast fix, got that 50 truck repaired, and able to rebound to a third-place finish. How does it feel to bring this thing home in the top three?
Yeah, I mean, it's Daytona, so you can only do so much as far as what you can control. I just figured the best strategy was riding around the back, save my fast repair, which I did, and just hope that the chaos that happens can go in my favor, which coming out in third place finish tonight.
All right, well, it was a lot of fun watching you come up through the field tonight. Anybody out there you want to thank for a really good finish here at Daytona?
Yeah, I give a shout out to my teammate Aaron Friend. I appreciate all that he does for me outside the races and inside the races as well.
All right, well, I appreciate you talking with us, and I'm going to pass it back over to Joe real quick. Thank you again, Waylon.
Ten 10-4, I do.
All right, Chris. We saw in the final, what ended up being the final lap there, you and the 13 got together there, looking like a little bit of a netcode and bump draft and mixed together there. Did you feel like you had the win there, or did you know that the 13 was going to get put back in front of you when that happened?
I think it happened all so fast that the yellow came out, but I did give the 13 a good bump. I didn't think it'd be that rough, but the game let him win, fair and square. I have nothing against that. It was just a good run, good run.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run for you in that 34 Tundra. Running good up at the front there near the end of the race and was in the main pack the majority of the event from what I saw. Definitely got to feel good to come home second place and getting through all those accidents.
Definitely. It was it was a fun race. The first one that I had with these guys officially, and I hope to race more with them. And hopefully I can keep, get one more better.
All right. Well, I thank you for talking with us. And is there anybody out there you want to thank before I pass it back over to Joe and let him interview our winner for this evening?
I'd like to thank you guys first for sticking with us for the stuff that happened earlier. And my friends and family, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, thank you again for talking with us. Congrats on the second place finish. And, Joe, I'm going to hand that off to you so you can interview our winner for tonight.
Well, I tell you what, appreciate it there, Ryan. Nonetheless, I want to, before I get down here and run down to victory lane, I want to give a congratulations to each and every one of these drivers tonight because you put on one heck of a show for me, myself, Ryan Daniels, and all the viewers out there tonight. I mean, y'all put on a thriller to the end, but I'm going to run down here with the confetti's flying, the drinks are spewing, and the man in the start on the, in victory lane. We talked to him right before the caution. We asked him if he could pull it off. He didn't know himself, but Matt Hoover, you got a copy.
You betcha, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, man, we talked to you, had a little bit of concern in your voice when we talked to you on that caution. You wasn't sure whether or not you were going to be able to pull it off. You didn't know what was happening, but I tell you, it was a thrill ride for you to take it to victory there. As those guys were wrecking behind you, you were actually sliding off into the grass, giving a good mow job. And, man, nonetheless, though, you got put back up front, and you're here in victory lane to kick off the Monday Night Thunder Series racing truck for this season in 2017. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good, man. I'm just full of anxiety. I'm shaking right now. That was one heck of a nail biter. Great race by everybody. Just a thriller.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about nail biters. Tonight wasn't about points. It was about who brought the baddest machine to Daytona International Speedway. And tonight, it was 40 guys out here that put the hammer down and showed what it was about here at Monday Night Thunder and what they're about to see all season long. And my hat's off to you. You got anybody out there you want to thank, Matt?
I do, Joe. I want to thank Mr. Michael Redding and Bradley Wilson. They've worked very hard over the off season to get this league up and going. They're doing a great job. My hat's off to them. I want to thank you guys in the broadcast booth for sticking around and doing what you do. And then I want to thank, last but not least, my teammate Davis Richards for spotting me throughout the race. And this victory is just as much his as it is mine.
Well, I tell you what, we thank you. We thank all the drivers. We thank the leagues. We thank all the viewers out there for letting us put on this wonderful show that you guys out here extremely showed that, hey, this season is going to be exciting. You talk about you're nervous and shaking now. Wait till next week. Hey, we got another Daytona race to go to. So, again, congratulations to Matt Hoover tonight, the winner at the shootouts here at the Icebreaker Challenge for Monday Night Thunder. And, hey, we head off into Speed Weeks again next week, Daytona, to kick off the first point series race of the season. A long, grueling race, guys. And anybody out here from here and who's not out here, who is locked in, definitely themselves can. Hey, we're going to see if you can chase down the man, Spence Thompson, and dethrone him as the Monday Night Thunder's champion. So, again, from all of us up here in the booth, myself and Ryan W. Daniels, thank you for a heck of a race tonight at Daytona International Speedway.
Thanks for doing this, Joe. Hell of a job up there, as always.
Well, Ryan, I tell you what, these guys here very passionate about what they do, as most of the leagues that we are in and we broadcast for each and every week. These guys put on a thriller. Let's run this rundown running order here. Tonight's winner, Matt Hoover, bringing it home in a thrilling finish here at Daytona. Christopher Matthews just a little bit short there at the end, but nonetheless, hey, he gave it everything. Waylon Lamb pulling it out, bringing it back home in the third. Jason Alexander fourth. David A. Levine there. Didn't talk much about him, but bringing a top five. Eric Tesh in sixth. Zach Lindgren in seventh. Brian Hartford in eighth. Corey Walters in ninth, and Scott Cozart right there in 10th. Do you still have yours up, Brian?
Yes, I do. In the number 11th spot, we've got the 31 of Andrew Cardinal. In 12th, we have Joshua Spalding rebounding after those couple of accidents in the 94 to bring it home, the final car on the lead lap. The next vehicle in 13th was the 15 truck of Bradley Wilson. 16th was Aaron Friend. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, I'm sorry. 15th was the 02 of Eric Bain. The 16th spot belongs to the 68 truck of Kevin Strandberg. The number 17th position is the recipient for James Finn. 18th was Brian Dorsey. 19th was Chris Baines. And rounding out the top 20 was Mike T. Bruno after starting in the top 5 tonight.
Well, I tell you what, 21st, we got Chris Akers, 22nd, Dustin German right there, and 23rd, Tyler Justice. I tell you what, having a tough night tonight, he did. But 24th, Craig Lerman, 25th, Devin Cannon, 26th, William L. Smith, 27th, Jason Burgess, 28th, Kenneth Yance, 29th, Daryl Ricketts, and 30th right there is Curtis Lowers.
All right, and then 31st in the number 69 truck, we had John Barron. The number 42 of Joseph Stafford finished 32nd. Gerald West in the 86 brought it home in the 33rd position. The 77 of Josh Sturgill came home 34th. 32 of Ryan Broderick came home 35th, and that is going to round out the field as the final 3 positions on here were Michael Redding, you, Joe, and myself, as we were in here broadcasting and adminning the race respectively.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell you what, Ryan, I do appreciate you being up here for the booth for this thrilling heck of a race. And this is it's the kind of show that they put on here, Monday Night Thunder, and to kick it off here, 65 laps of just pure, hey, it was Daytona. I mean, these guys put the hammer down and showed, hey, I come here to win. And at any time, any given time, these guys, anybody could have won. And we saw it, heck of a thrilling finish.
Yeah, the whole race was thrilling, and it was a lot of fun to be up here. Never had the opportunity to call a race at restricted plate. Definitely was worth it to come up here tonight. Running late on the East Coast, I'm gonna have to get rolling here pretty quick so I can get to bed and I can get to work tomorrow. But definitely gracious, and you and all the guys here allowing me to come up and call this race tonight, and just very thankful and very excited for what the future holds for all of us here at FMTV2, and looking forward to tomorrow's race at Extreme, where you and me are going to have to compete side by side at Kentucky, I think it is.
Absolutely right, as we head off. But I tell you what, hey, that's going to be a thrilling one tomorrow night. But nonetheless, here I want to appreciate all the viewers, all the drivers, all the fans, and the leagues and whatnot. As for tonight, myself, Joe White, up here in the booth, accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels. Until next week, hey, it has been a heck of a show here at Daytona International Speedway. But tune in for some more exciting racing here and throughout the week in all the leagues that we do. So with that note, everyone have a good night and appreciate you for watching and tuning in.